Hi, I'm John Robert Sutton. I travel the globe searching for the finest ingredients and the hidden gems that have been overlooked by mass distribution. Food that is shared by generations of families, culture, and tradition. I will connect you to the stories behind well-sourced food and the people and places who make it happen. Welcome to Truth in Food. And speaking about traveling the globe, I have here Paul Rubio of Rubio Aviation, the famed aviation master here in the city of Los Angeles. Good to see you, Paul. I've known you for many years now.
Yes.
How you been?
I'm amazing. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good. You send so many people to so many parts of the earth. Tell us about Rubio Aviation, how you got your start, where you came from. I mean, I call you the hardest working man in California and governor, of course.
That's one of the wishes.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, what's your story?
Well, I'm an immigrant into the U.S. I was born in El Salvador. I came here during the Civil War in the 80s. I was also a child soldier. So I came into the U.S. Looking for an opportunity. And I moved into a city called Chino, California. And I worked with my brother, and I actually wash cars for a living. And so aviation was one of my dreams, where I took my first flight lesson when I was 16 years old after I make money washing cars. So I've done different businesses, but so as far as aviation, what I do, I've been doing a business for 12 years now. So we charter private jets all over the world, from a 4-passenger to a 22-passenger to a 200-passenger aircrafts.
Wow. And you also buy and sell if you have a client.
Yeah, we have clients that corporate clients or movie studios or major private equity firms or presidents of countries that come to us for buying their aircrafts.
Speaking of growing up in El Salvador, what is El Salvadorian food? What is it?
Well, it's a small country, but we have a lot of passion. So, what I ate as a kid was fried bananas in the morning with eggs.
Would you eat plantains? Or?
Plantains, yes.
Ah, okay.
Right. And black beans and rice. And we also had a river. We still have the land there, so we have a river next to our home. And so we catch the breakfast. So we go fish in the morning and cook it for breakfast.
For fish.
Right.
So how was the fish in a fried or in a stew?
So we fry the fish with eggs.
Interesting. I don't think I've had that.
Right, so that's my mom's recipe. So we have this like snapper-like fish, and then we chopped it up, and then she will cook it with eggs.
Nice. That sounds delicious.
Right.
And the black beans and rice, how was it spiced?
Well, we have very spicy peppers. So we have the very small round peppers, and we had our own sauce. So she will make her own sauce, and then we put it all over the eggs and the rice and so on.
Now, are there El Salvadorian restaurants here in L.A.?
Oh, there's a lot of them. I mean, L.A. is the second largest or the first largest population of El Salvadorians outside the El Salvador.
Interesting.
Yeah, the second one is Washington, D.C.
Do you have a favorite? Do you frequent?
There's a place called El Cuscatlan in Western Avenue, Los Angeles, that I go to. But they're mainly known for pupusas.
Ah, okay.
But the area that I'm from, we don't eat pupusas. So whenever people say, "Oh, you're from El Salvador, so you eat pupusas," well, I never ate pupusas there.
And what is a pupusa for our audience?
It's like a thick tortilla with filler inside. You have pork meat and you have chicken meat, and it's filled with cheese, and that's what it is.
And that was not in your
That
region?
was not part of where I'm from.
Ah, okay.
We're more from the farm, so we had our own cows, our own horses, and we grew our own food, mangoes and all that.
Wow, fascinating.
Yes.
So that's a good...
You must come.
Yeah.
My family's still there.
Yeah, I got to check it out.
Right.
I was there back in... last time I was in El Salvador was in 94.
Wow.
So it would be great to go back. I hear so many good things.
And the meat is also organic. So the way we when we have a major celebration, we will kill the cattle, the cow, or the bull, the young bull, and we cut the chunks of meat and we dry it, and then we roast it, and then so it's a rotisserie of meat.
Wow.
Yeah.
And everybody's gorging themselves on that big carcass.
Everybody gets together, the whole family, we dance.
Is there a name for that? Like
just we don't have names. We just do stuff, right?
Yeah.
We're not branding. We're not known for branding in El Salvador. We're known for just living life.
Just live and let live.
Right. The branding thing, I only learned that in the U.S.
That's funny.
Right.
Funny. And so now your aviation business, where have you seen the trends going? What should, if somebody wants to get on a plane, what's the future of this industry?
Well, it's pretty amazing because you have new technologies coming into play. Aircrafts that are green aircrafts, meaning that you use less fuel. So that is is already happening. But you'll see those aircrafts in the next 2 years on the marketplace. So you will have more people accessing private jets.
Now, I was very honored when you took me to see the first unveiling of the HondaJet.
Right, that was fun.
And that was fun, and just saw the respect Honda had for you and your company, and that was such a great day.
It was amazing.
And just curious, how is HondaJet doing?
Actually, very welcome because they spend a lot of money on the project, and they have one of the best engineers designed it. And Honda, as you know, has a lot of money. So they wanted to make sure that it was one of the best aircrafts for their market.
Yes.
It's called a light jet. It's a
light jet.
Yeah. It's a four-seater.
So explain like the range of a light jet and why somebody would want to purchase one.
The light jet is what's called low range, so about 1,300 miles. So you can go from Los Angeles to Las Vegas nonstop. Actually, I'm in the middle of doing a deal where we're going to have our own HondaJet, and we're going to rent it from LA to Vegas 24 hours a day. So that is why the model works. And it only costs you about $1,300 per hour to operate it. And so there's enough profit margin for us to be able to do good business.
And these planes, they were, they were, how much for the cost of one of these HondaJets?
The HondaJet is $4 million
to
buy a new one. But you never buy the aircraft full time. You put 20% down. The rest is finance. And for us as a business, we make money when we rent it out. That's our business model.
And have you seen international travel grow here in the last decade?
For sure. California is an international, as you know, is the 5th largest economy in the world. So we have people from all over the world coming to California, from technology, from farming, from entertainment. So we have people that fly from all over the world into California. We personally deal with the royal family of Saudi Arabia, presidents of Africa, obviously the Latin American presidents, and so on.
Yes.
And a lot of private equity people as well. There's a lot of capital in California.
Why would somebody fly privately?
Well, when you fly private is when you don't want to waste time. If you think about now, a normal person goes to the airport, you have to wait 3 or 4 hours. You don't know the logistics of it, even when you get dropped by Uber or whoever, your private driver. It's a lot of wasted time. And you come to the point where the billionaires or even the millionaires that own private jets says, I don't want to waste my time. My life is too valuable. My time is too valuable. I cannot get my time back. So it's all for time. You have things to do in life. And if you value your time, you will own your jet or rent one.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I just flew in today from New York. And I landed in LAX. And normally I get on the curb and take an Uber home.
Right.
They've got a mess in LAX on their hands that I think this could be the overthrow of the county of LA government. What they did by having you take a bus from the pickup of LAX, drive you to another lot to pick up another Uber and Lyft it's really unconscionable, because I saw older people struggling with their luggage, people confused, people in wheelchairs having to be carried into the bus, then brought to a lot where you could just, I had a whole bunch of luggage. I had a whole bunch of samples from Russia and all over. I had to then carry that onto a bus and then go into this lift lot, which was confusing. Right. It's just I could totally understand somebody eliminating all of that hassle.
And it's also a motivator. If you are in the land of opportunity, which is the USA, to having your own private jet is really not that difficult. For me, it's a dream. I'm building my dream. Rubio Aviation is really the dream company that I want to build it to where I can make my mom proud, right? And I do all the businesses, but most of the airports nowadays, even in the U.S., we're so behind compared to the rest of the world. So private is one of the best ways where you can go in and out and really enjoy life and go somewhere fast.
That's another pet. I mean, I'm just in this last month alone, I was in Beijing Airport, Moscow, Rome, London, Munich, and the speed of the transportation system to whisk you in and out of these airports from the inner cities is astounding.
Right. Yes.
Doesn't exist in LA.
Right.
What somebody should be investigated why a train does not go to the airport in LA, but it stops and then you have to take a bus.
Right.
And these politicians are caring for the people?
Right.
I mean, they should be scalped.
Yes.
It's so maddening. And here I'm somebody that has brought hundreds of millions of dollars of tax dollars in receipts to this economy.
Yeah.
And the other thing is JFK, this AirTran, where you have to get on an AirTran and then get on another train. It's insane.
These politicians, in my opinion, should be stoned to death because they're not taking responsibility for what they were assigned to do. We have such logistical problems in California or the country. So, you go to Dubai, you see how easy it is to go to your destination. So I also am someone that has major complaints about it because I bring in people from all over the world and I promote the state. I promote the city.
You're always doing it.
And also it's so disappointing to them when when we take them, if they will go through a normal airport, this will be even a worse nightmare. But when they come into the city, you see what's going on in the city. So, we have some major issues, and we really have to speak about it. And we have to take responsibility. The people have to take responsibility, and not let the politicians really deal with things, because it's up to us entrepreneurs to really make the change.
I totally agree, and you've always been invested in the business owner, but at a very compassionate and at a level where you're not taking sides. You just want the problem to be solved.
100%.
And it's challenge.
Because we are in the public relations of the city and the state, right? So when we tell our people somewhere in the world, somewhere in Africa, somewhere in London or somewhere in China, I said, we have the best place in the world. But then when they come and see this, they go, this is a nightmare. And including the homeless problems nowadays. I bring in people into the city and they say, what is going on? This is not acceptable even in third world countries.
No.
So how is it that we are not doing something about it? So I say that the entrepreneurs are the ones that are going to solve some of these problems.
I agree. I mean, it's interesting because I come back from traveling and I've seen in Beijing, this brand new airport was just built. I've seen all of these wonderful airports that are just gleaming and have gone up so quick. And then I read, O'Hare is expanding a runway and remodeling a terminal, and it will be done by 2028. Who's getting paid off? What scam is that?
Right.
Where you could build an entire airport in China in a year and a half, and it takes a decade to remodel a terminal in O'Hare?
For sure. The Chinese private jet travel went up 27% every year the last 4 years. That's because they have about 400 million multimillionaires. Think about that, right? So that's how much the personship power, the expansion of private aviation in China. And obviously, when we're in America, we don't hear about it. But I have partners that are in China, and we know the numbers. So it's interesting how much more advanced they are, even in the private jet business, where you're dealing with billionaires and multimillionaires, and no one's really solving the problem of making better airports. Van Nuys being one of the largest private airports in the world. Did you know this? Where Frank Sinatra and all this Elvis Presley and all those people used to fly out of Van Nuys Airport.
No, I did know.
That's what we operate out of.
Interesting. Tell me more about Van, because it's, LA's interesting. It has the largest yacht harbor in the world,
Wow, I didn't know
which
that.
is Marina del Rey, and it has one of the largest private Van Nuys.
Van Nuys Airport.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where I was mentored by a gentleman named Clay Lacey. He's the gentleman that has the most hours than any other pilot in the world.
How many hours about?
I don't know, but I don't know now because he keeps
Tens
flying.
of thousands.
Oh, it's hundreds of thousands of hours.
Unbelievable.
He used to fly for Pan Am and United Air and so on. So he's an amazing mentor to me.
Does he have feathers? I mean, geez,
He's got more than feathers. I'm thinking he's probably crashed a few times, so the feathers are all, they're all gone. But the knowledge that he has is amazing. So he's a living legend. So,
I talk about something that's very interesting is the pilot shortage that's coming, and the opportunity for inner city kids to get a pilot's license and have an incredible paying job and life. And why isn't there more pilots out there, people wanting to do something so exciting?
Well, that's some of the things that I'm working on, disseminating the knowledge into our inner city kids. Because if you're an immigrant kid or from anywhere in the world, you can learn to be a pilot. And once you become licensed to be a pilot, you can make over $200,000 a year. Now, if you fly for private individuals, billionaires, and so on, you're making almost $250,000 a year.
And you're not flying every day.
You're not flying every day. So, a lot of people look for that. But even just being a normal pilot for a normal airline, you're doing an amazing job and getting people from A to B. But also, those opportunities are available. We just got to get the voice out to the communities, let them know that it's possible for them. So me, as an immigrant, I push for that. And we have to do more of that for our inner city kids.
And, I mean, there's how many aviation schools are just right here in the greater L.A. area?
Well, there's about 15 private airports in the L.A. area.
Wow.
And most of them have about 3 or 4 schools. And then there's one major school in Long Beach, California.
Okay.
Remember, Boeing headquarters used to be, one of the headquarters used to be in Long Beach, California. And we have McDonnell Douglas. California used to be one of the major aviation hubs. We still have a lot of jobs that are created by those companies here. But I think that we should come back and create more jobs in the aviation business.
Yeah, I saw this a few years ago, and it blew my mind driving by the Santa Monica airport. I happened to stop, and I was waiting, and I saw this DC-3, and I saw a plaque that was Donald DC-3.
Right,
and
McDonnell Douglas.
Every single one of those planes, which was a major wartime plane, was built in Santa Monica.
Right. And there's so much history. If you look at the new Google headquarters, that's where Howard Hughes used to have his own hangar. And there's so much history in California and aviation. So that is also an airport that is having a little challenges because now they want to close down the airport and they want to build condos. So we're having some issues with the city of Santa Monica Airport. But
well, the city of Santa Monica should understand something that I was reading where battery-operated planes are coming.
That is something that is technology that is happening.
And airports, and if Santa Monica is this green city that they're striving to be, and the future is small point-to-point battery-operated planes that's not burning jet fuel, airports like the city of Santa Monica will be critical in this type of transportation.
For sure.
And the city of Santa Monica removing an airport like that is going to cause so much more congestion because they're not looking toward the future of aviation. Talk about this incredible future of point-to-point contact aviation.
Well, I mean, we have some of the most brilliant minds in technology moving out to Southern California. As you know, we have a lot of the major ones in Silicon Valley. But I think we should embrace that more. And the mayor is embracing technology. But I think there's other issues that they're dealing with. But aviation should be pushed more. And we have those amazing creatives of new aviation technologies, like Mr. London Blue is one of my friends. He created General Atomics. So he's the one that is now building a new aviation company that is 40% less, more fuel efficient.
Wow.
So it's considered a green jet. So we're working on a project with the U.S. Mexico. So that's some of the technologies that are about to burst out into the world.
Well, people are wondering, wow, this is a food show and we're talking about aviation, and this is the subject matter I wanted to get into. What do people eat on a private jet?
Anything they want.
I like that. I like
Right.
that. So what are some of the crazier things you've seen or requests, or are people partying and raging up there? Is it just out of control music, anything goes?
Well, almost anything goes. We still have to follow the FAA regulations, but we have some interesting people nowadays that are flying private. But as far as food, we deliver foods. Almost any restaurant in Los Angeles, we got and picked up meals for the clients. But we also have our private kitchens at the hangars that people can order from before they fly. So we have the stewardess and the chefs preparing their meals.
Is there microwaves on these? Is there kitchens?
No, we have state-of-the-art kitchens at the hangars. So people that fly private, they want the best. So they don't compromise. Well, some people will want McDonald's, or they will want lobster pizza from a restaurant in Los Angeles that makes lobster pizza, right? So, and some of our clients include rappers and private equity guys. So it's a so diverse group of people. And some of the cannabis guys too, they get the munchies and they got to have their fried chicken.
Yeah, they get that fried chicken up there.
Right.
You wonder how they keep it. Are there hot stations in there that they keep it? And
Yeah, we have a full kitchen. So by the time the individual comes, and then obviously we have the places where the food in the aircraft is kept warm. So by the time the individual comes, we make sure that they have drinks, champagnes, and whatever they request. And then the food gets served to them whenever they're ready.
And on some of these private jets, is there a dining area where
Some
people
of them,
can sit down at a nice table and literally eat off plates and have forks and knives?
Some of these private jets have a 30-seat dining rooms.
Wow.
Yes. So they cost about $150 million to $250 million.
Wow.
And you're talking usually royal families
Sure.
or some real estate developers. And people like, Steven Spielberg. They have amazing private jets. So it's funny who you would know. Some of the individuals that are billionaires, most people don't know that they have private jets, but the way they fly is a whole nother level.
No, and it's very interesting. And knowing a lot of people who have those too, out of respect for their privacy, I don't like to name names, but just in general terms, it's phenomenal when who actually has private jets.
It's amazing. Is that we have about 16,000 private owners of private jets in the U.S.
Wow.
16,000. Yes. So people don't know that. So people say, private jet is impossible for me. But the reality is, if you're an entrepreneur, if you have an idea, and you have the desire to succeed, and you can put a business plan together, you can go out and raise capital, work yourself another 15, 20 years. Because, I've been raising capital for my company for 15 years, and we're just at the beginning.
Yes.
So my vision is global, right? But I operate I operate in U.S., but I also have partnerships all over the world. But my point is, if you implement your idea, you could have your own private jet. There's most of these people that own them never thought they would be billionaires or multimillionaires, but they had a vision, and they went and applied their vision, and they brought it to the world, and they created a company, and now they have their own private bird.
I guess in a way you're like a coach. You have to see that, hey, this is possible. You can put yourself in a private jet.
For me, it was I started when I was selling insurance. I had a picture of a private jet that was $22 million. And I went and did all the businesses. I sold my insurance business. But then one day, my dream caught up with me, where I found myself in a private hangar in Van Nuys with 30 private jets. And that was only because I first saw it in my mind. And now I'm dealing with all the manufacturers. I deal with the CEOs of companies. I represent the major brands. I could talk to anyone about anything about aviation. And I'm living my dream.
Yes.
And I meet interesting people. I encourage people to have their own because it's possible. Because the individuals that have the jets, they started with they had no jet. A lot of them don't come from money.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's just a vision. And they determinism, and now it's happening for them.
And what is the future of Rubio Aviation?
Well, my vision is I would like to have hangars all over the world, provide people with royalty quality service, treat people like family. We have forgotten on planet Earth how to treat people like family. We have forgotten about customer service. We forget that we are one family. But if I have you for one day for a trip, I want you to make sure that you will always remember me.
No, I know. I mean, just being in Beverly Hills for decades and seeing you operate, and I've seen so many people come and go. People, Johnny come latelys, people come in. You have tirelessly always been there, working hard, taking people out to dinner. I remember I went up to Mastro's and you were entertaining and everyone was so happy, and you said, would you like a cigar? You pulled out a Cuban cigar, and I'm like, man, this guy's successful.
Thank you. It's my vision, and I believe that we are here for a purpose, and the more I grow older, the more I find out that what makes me happy is when I serve other people and I help them with their dreams. And if you are looking to have an amazing experience in the private jet business, I'm your guy, because I have no choice but to succeed. I have no major backer. I don't come from a wealthy family, but I do have a major dream and a passion, and I do love people. And when I leave this planet, I want people to know that I care for humanity. I want to make the world better. And I want to see my vision come to reality. I want to employ a lot of people, and I want to be the best at what I do. That's what I strive for every day.
Great. Well, Paul, in my eyes, you're already there. So thank you so much for coming in here and talking about kind of the mysterious world of aviation. And I look forward to boarding another plane very shortly.
We would love to have you, and there's some amazing new models of aircrafts that are coming, and actually you're welcome to do our demo flights. And
I love those. Thank you.
So that it will be our honor to have you with us.
Paul Rubio, Rubio Aviation, thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
And thank you for joining me today on Truth in Food and Truth in Aviation. So I'm John Robert Sutton. For more information about this program, please visit my website at suttonselects.com. I'm here at Groove Radio, produced by Swedish Eagle. The show is so wonderfully produced, and we will follow me. Everybody must follow me, and please like me, I hope, at Sutton Selects. Have a great day.